Hey YouTube, Fordo here for Thumburn Fishing. Just want to give you a walkthrough on my barra boat, Quintrex top ender, and the trailer I built in 2012 just for absolute abuse. Built the trailer for hard abuse, as in like just extreme corrugation, dirt road, heavy loads. Come about building the trailer. I've built 3 or 4 trailers now. I started out with little like 50 by 50 mil box, or 2 inch by 2 inch, I suppose you'd call it, and with the axle, springs, and eventually just doing what I had to do. The trailer failed, not the welds, just the steel bent. Just having it loaded up, the springs broke, all that stuff. So I built that one. U-bolts continuously failed, and all my mates had bought trailers which continuously failed on the heavy corrugated roads full of gear when we travel around the 3,000 kilometre mark from where I live to into the remote parts of top end of Australia. So it evolved to another couple of trailers, another boat trailer which I built with springs, which I used leaf springs out of a rear Land Cruiser ute. And believe it or not, if I'm going to say this how this is, but if you build a trailer and use a rear leaf Land Cruiser ute, Nissan ute or anything, a heavy pack with this size boat on it, and you set it up with shackles set up so they stand up straight, it doesn't carry the weight. I've built heaps of trailers for my friends that won't carry the weight. The reason being is in a car, the car's balanced over 4 wheels and the springs are divided evenly. In this, you put all the load on one end, it just collapses. So you have to have a run an airbag, or you have to run coils on top of it. So that system also failed in the end, and the rust set in. So I went about designing a trailer, which is going to give me a 20-year service. I wanted 20 years out of it. So I thought 20 years without touching it or without doing anything. So I come about building this. And I'm going to give you a trailer walkthrough, then I'll give you a boat walkthrough. So, started out by building a full steel chassis. So I've used structural steel, H-beam, I think they call that one. I'm no builder, but I think one's H-beam and one's I-beam. So I've built it all out of this. I think that was 8 mil or something like that it was, can't remember now. 8 mil steel, and the whole thing, and built the beam and all the steel to hold the winch, and fully gusseted it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly what I found over all the years. Tell you what I find. This is what people don't realise when you've got fully loaded boat trailers on dirt roads. A trailer on a boat is 2 separate mechanisms. The trailer is one, connected to the car. The boat's full of gear or not full of gear, connected to the other way. Every time you go through a gully, a road, a brake application, a throttle application, this boat removes independently of that. And it continuously goes forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, non-stop all day. Now in turn, all that has a strap over it. And then it has one other fixture point here. All the point of that whole boat moving forward, brake applications and all the stuff, comes through this area here. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Just continuously working on that point. If you're involved in an accident, what do you think happens when you hit something hard? All that weight snaps that off. And manufacturers secure this with U-bolts so it's adjustable. On dirt roads, going through gullies, they continuously break. If you want to build a trailer that is totally robust and will not fail, that has to be fixed, welded, gusseted. So this boat does not end up in the back of your car when it's loaded. We'll start with the hitch. This is in my opinion, this is the only hitch to buy. Trigg Brothers from Australia, South Australia. The one with this block, not the cheap imitation one, this block. It is proven. Use high tensile, high grade bolts. I've used Caterpillar 10.8 grade bolts. Went and bought them. Highest tensile bolts I could possibly get that are built for industrial purposes. All this whole boat's no good being connected without you're not touching this to your car. This is lift and chain. Use lifted chain, lift and links with the fully welded on the rated eye. So this trailer is not snapping off. I think it is secure. So I've gone through, this is the thing. I run the winch for beach launches, uphill launches, getting out of the bog. So you can run this winch disconnected if you have to, run it to your car system. So I've run a compressor and bags through a box. And you'll see through a tank here for the air suspension. All this is bolted, de-shackled, approved lifting stuff, so it's all attached in the fashion to that. I made everything here, so it's all, I'll get underneath and show you. I didn't make these boxes. 110 litres of water each side. Made these up for remote, so 110 litres of water. Probably empty now. Rainwater tap. It's not for drinking water, it's just for showers. 200 series Land Cruiser wheels. I'll run you through the running gear. And it's fully skinned. Full aluminium skinned. Right through. So when you launch and retrieve the boat, you can walk down the trailer, safe. Down there, all the way through. There's no rocks hitting your hull. I store these. So let's just show you. This is where I store my additional fuel. Not in the boat. This goes in here. I store 3 jerry cans each side. Away from rocks, away off the vehicles. Your vehicle's not carrying it. I run just mechanical brake setup. Down here. Thing. Now what I'm going to show you here is I think I run 18, I think there's 18 rubber rollers. I use rubber, the reason being they're only that far apart, is it has full support under the hull when the boat's loaded up. And run pneumatic tyres underneath there, like that. The hull's on the edge of the support. That. Fully down along there. The rubber and this boat, you do not need to push it off. It just under the winch and it winches off itself. So when the motor's trimmed down, the motor is actually physically supported by the trailer. I've designed that. And these outside wheels guided on, it just taps there, it goes on the self-center roller and up it goes. All 10mm plate on everything. So how I've done it is I've got a full channel chassis system right through. I built all this and lined it with aluminium. So the swing arms, I made the complete swing arms from scratch. I'm about to do a shutdown on this and do a bit of work. I haven't done hardly no maintenance to this trailer since 2012 because I made it so I have painted the swing arms again. So I use Firestone airbags. These are a rolling sleeve airbag like you'd find in a truck. These are 9-inch airbags, got from Airbag Me in Australia. I had to change the pistons to suit my travel and stroke, how I set up my ride height. I run quad shocks. They just burn out after a while. I had Old Man Emu Sports. I run tandem. That just helps with the full load and the heat. Because the airbags, they move so freely and so much travel and stroke, this trailer rides better than the car, and under any conditions it just the twin shock on each side just controls the sway and controls everything. So yeah, she's getting a bit of thing on it. It's 6mm thick swing arms. They're 6mm thick, fully. I built these myself, all plated. That's all 12mm thick gusseted. It's all cross-membered, and I run 79 series Land Cruiser bushes, and which runs a 19mm high tensile bolt as a pin. You can run greasable shackles, but I found I don't need it. When I do this, I've changed the brake thing. I was going to make a bit better system for that after 2012. I had zip ties and shit on it, but the rocks completely blow them off. And just do a bit of tidying up. Yeah, so the airbags are they're flawless. I've got it, that's sitting up a bit higher than it normally is for ride height. Under here, now mate, I'll put some photos up. These are 100 series rear discs, 75 series rear calipers, 79 series rear disc calipers, and that's a front spindle out of a 100 series front live axle spindle, which I've accommodated. I put some photos up how I did that. And then I used high tensile grade bolts, which bolts the spindle into a exactly how Toyota did their front diff. I've just mimicked it. The reason the seals, this all runs the double seals from Toyota, so it's the same principle. It's how Toyota done it. I thought, why try and reinvent it? Toyota have already done it. So to make water seal out of bearings. So I thought, why do I need to reinvent it? So I'll show you what I've done here. This is the 100 series live axle spline thing. I machined that out the end, out of the spline, and then put a sight glass in there. So these just runs mercury. I just run mercury or any gear case oil out of an outboard because it has saltwater inhibitor in it. And then I have there is a filler point. So I drill and tap the filler point. So this needs a bit of a paint. Been neglecting it, haven't been using it much in the last couple of months. The filler point, so you just, when the oil goes milky, you know, water's being contaminated instantly. So as soon as you pull that cover off, just all fits on there, pull the cover off, you see it's there. So I have only put one set of seals in this since 2012. It is now 2021. So that is just, and when I did it, and then I've just on one side I had the seal kept leaking, so I just replaced the whole assembly, which you get off eBay aftermarket cheap. And then you reuse this part. The disc brakes, I think, don't quite me, it's $170 for a set of discs and new calipers off eBay. $170 with pads. Throw the whole thing away, put it back on. No use salvage in it, just throw the thing away. So under here, see I've done supports. The hot dip gets a bit of stuff on it. So you see the bolt system's there, full gusseted. So the water can't sit in it anywhere. And then like that. So yeah, she needs a bit of a painting thing now. Just run Deutsch connections. Just needs to tidying up over the years. So with this trailer, I'm gonna say I've done over 100,000 hard dirt kilometres through the Tanami Desert, Arnhem Land, Cape York, Western Australia, the Kimberleys twice, just through Cape York. It's just, and plus general wear and tear. I built this for the last 20 years. I'm not a boilermaker, I'm not a fabricator. I just taught myself how to do it because it has to work. It absolutely has to work. I'm a massive fan of Big Barramundi quarter RMG 150. Shout out to Helco. Best product ever. Yeah, so that's the trailer. That's Sunburn trailer. So I'm not going to build one. Don't ask to build it. It cost me about 20 grand to build it myself. Like I said, it's 2012 I built it. It just, how I've set that up, how I had the full intent of doing it with as much factory parts. I built the swing arms, I built the brake mounts, I built everything. And I'll show you some photos of how we laid that up in the local thing down here. It just works. It comes off easy, comes on easy. It just rides beautiful. I can load that fully loaded up full of camping gear. I've lived out of a 200 series wagon, 100 series wagon, 80 series, all the stuff. This is my camper trailer. It goes full of gear. So four of us, me, my wife and 2 kids, tents, beer, fuel. When I cart, I normally cart about 10 10 jerry cans of fuel, lay it in the front, across the front. I usually take around 250 litres of water, something about that. Washing water, that, because it's about 8 days, that 8 to 10 days, because you just use a fair bit of water showering and stuff, and we rough it pretty well. So yeah, so the water, carry the fuel, carry the beer, generators, camping gear, tents. So yeah, remote, just absolute remote, setting it up. We've been doing it since I was a kid with my dad. He built trailers, and one thing we know when we go on a trip, it doesn't fail. The trailer is not in the back of my mind about, I can go on the Gibb River Road, go on the road through the Gulf of Australia. Trailers just snap continuously. It starts with the U-bolts. The U-bolts just stress, they bend, flex, snap. That's the first failure point on any trailer, U-bolts. So I'm sorry about a few people building, but it'll come. You can't, unless you build a U-bolt that's off a rear diff of a Land Cruiser Ute or a Hilux, high tensile proper one, anything that's gull dipped will fail. I'll do a quick walkthrough of the boat now. So it's a 2006 Quintrex top ender. This boat's probably, I said it before, how many Ks I've done in the boat, I don't know, second engine. This has got 1,200 hours, the other one had 1,200 hours. I don't know, I reckon about 20,000 Ks or something I've done in the boat. Not one crack, not one single crack of that hard work, because this rubber, not one crack, this rubber, the shock between the boat and the trailer, if you've ever been on a dirt road, you hear that boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I know the noise. That's, all that impact is going from your trailer into your hull. And aluminium work hardens fast. This does not move. The trailer and the boat, the trailer hovers on the boat separately, all through rubber mounted vibration dampening. It's proven. Rightio, quick walk down. So, taught myself how to aluminium weld. Bought this boat in 2006, had it for about 12 months, and I literally went and got a grinder and cut that gunnel out. Got the grinder, I cut it out, Wife come down and said, "What the are you doing?" I said, teaching myself how to weld. I cut it out, then went and bought a welder. So I committed to it. The idea wasn't actually mine, my mate built one. And so he did one a little bit different. Wasted space in there. You'll see just on struts, it just lifts out of the gunnel, carries 4 rod lockers inside the gunnel. If you want one, just take it down your local Fabby shop. They won't build one for you. They'll just say that's too hard. That took me learning to weld and building it 2 months to learn to weld, to make what I want, to make it work. Just done an infill here. Just built this out of old scrap aluminium. That's a corner of a Nissan Bull Bar off the dump from the local tip. Switches. Somewhere just for the hooks to go in. Those hooks go in there. Just pretty basic. Needs to be changed, but nothing fancy, but it works. So, Quintrex boat. I don't live bait, only lure. Turned that into a rubbish bin, made that into a rubbish bin. That's where the rubbish goes. This pocket used to go the full length up to there. I cut the pocket out. Put the rest of the pocket sideways in there, made a dish. This is where leader goes, in there. I've cleaned the boat out because I'm doing a bit of work on it. It's time for a middle-eye shutdown on her. Some new carpet and I made a sunscreen, the old tackleback when we used to use it back in the day. Net, I lifted the front deck up here. The fridge normally runs here, but this is what I'm building at the moment. The fridge normally runs here. So, what are they called? Eclipse, angle eclipse. The toughest fridge built on the planet. Angle. 30 pack of beer in it. When you pull up, it's on its side, always on its side. If you just go around the corner too quick. Still running, still full of beer. So I'm going to give it a bit of love out of the sun, out of the rain. I'm building a step. I'm going to build a tackle step here. So just a tackle storage so you can step up there under there. And I'm going to put in the fridge. I'm going to raise the fridge up to the top here. So there's the old deck. I'm going to raise this fridge up to here. This fridge, look at it. I've had this fridge since they come out, this model. Lives in the salt water and the sun, and it just runs flawlessly. Ultra blew the lid up. Shared out to Angle. Bloody hell. Someone said they don't make these no more, I'm not sure. I hope that's not true. Toughest fridge they've ever made. So I had the Sonic Hubbard here, which it still works. But change it. Wood casting deck. People say, oh, there's a trip hazard, when, you know, because you're going to stand on the edge. Bullshit. You got full usable deck space. You're not standing, when you stand on the, everyone stands on the side of the corner, and you walk back and then you, oh, the foot's on the corner. You trip, it's wrong. Full deck space, full control, your feet are flat. Fish on, it's excellent. It's just, I can't believe that, maybe for safety reasons, I don't know why they do this lip down. It doesn't work. Put it to the top. Put it to the top. It's just, it is just a far better platform. Just filled in the anchor thing, electric motor, LED lights. Yeah, so that's a tour of the Thumbburn. Yeah, give her a bit of love, and I hope you just enjoy the yeah, got to put new carpet in it, bit of a shot down. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching Thumbburn fishing and a tour through my purpose-built 450 top ender, which after a couple of months making this boat, they call it a 470, and it's the same boat. It's a 470 top ender. Over and out. Thanks for watching Thumbburn Fishing.